What do INFJs do without realizing it? Have you ever caught yourself saying or doing something and only later realized its deeper meaning? For INFJs, this happens all the time. Known as one of the rarest and most complex personality types, INFJs often engage in behaviors they might not even realize. From their uncanny ability to read people to their silent self-sacrifice, these habits are both fascinating and revealing. In this video, we'll uncover the subconscious tendencies of INFJs and what makes them so unique. The INFJ personality, or the advocate, make up less than 2% of the population. Their personality is defined by introverted intuition, NI, extroverted feeling, FE, introverted thinking, T, and extroverted sensing, SE. This unique cognitive stack means they often act on deep instincts and emotions without being fully aware of their motivations or the impact of their actions. For instance, an INFJ might give someone heartfelt advice, not realizing how much it transformed that person's perspective. It's just second nature to them. 1. INFJs read people like open books. INFJs are often called mind readers, and for good reason. They have an uncanny ability to pick up on unspoken emotions, hidden tensions, and subtle cues. What's fascinating is they do this without even realizing it. Imagine an INFJ meeting someone for the first time. While others focus on small talk, the INFJ is already noticing micro-expressions, tone shifts, and the energy of the interaction. Days later, they might reflect and realize they knew this person's emotional state better than the person did themselves. Research on empathy and mirror neurons supports this ability. INFJs may unconsciously mirror the emotions of others, which helps them intuitively understand what others are feeling. 1. They overextend themselves to help others. INFJs are natural helpers, driven by a deep desire to make the world a better place. However, they often overextend themselves without realizing it. Their empathy and compassion can lead them to neglect their own needs. An INFJ might agree to help a coworker with a project, even when they're already overwhelmed. It's only later, when they're completely drained, that they realize how much they've overcommitted. This tendency aligns with their extroverted feeling function, which prioritizes harmony and the needs of others over their own well-being. 3. They absorb others' emotions like sponges. Have you ever felt like you were carrying emotions that weren't yours? For INFJs, this is a common experience. They subconsciously absorb the feelings of those around them, which can be both a blessing and a curse. An INFJ might spend an evening with a friend who's going through a breakup. Even after leaving, they'll carry that friend's sadness as if it were their own, often without realizing why they feel so heavy. Psychologists call this empathic resonance, a phenomenon where highly empathetic individuals mirror and internalize others' emotional states. 4. They seek meaning in everything. INFJs are meaning makers. Whether it's a random encounter or a life-changing decision, they instinctively search for patterns, symbols, and significance. The fascinating part is they often do this without being fully conscious of it. An INFJ might notice a recurring number or symbol in their life and start exploring its spiritual or personal significance, long before they even realize they've become deeply invested in it. This stems from their dominant introverted intuition function, which excels at identifying patterns and exploring abstract connections. 5. They overanalyze conversations. If you're an INFJ, you might find yourself analyzing past conversations, wondering if you said the right thing or misinterpreted someone's tone. This habit of overanalyzing is almost automatic. An INFJ might replay a simple "how are you?" exchange, scrutinizing their tone and whether it conveyed enough care. It's a small moment, but to them, it holds layers of meaning. Overanalysis is linked to their tertiary introverted thinking function, which often kicks in when they try to make logical sense of their emotional experiences. 6. They hide their true feelings. Despite their emotional depth, INFJs are masters at masking their true feelings. They often prioritize maintaining harmony over expressing their own needs or frustrations. At a family gathering, an INFJ might listen patiently to someone they disagree with, suppressing their own opinions to keep the peace. Only later do they realize how much it bothered them. 7. They predict outcomes without realizing it. INFJs have an almost eerie ability to predict outcomes based on subtle clues. This skill often feels intuitive and effortless to them, but it's a result of their highly developed pattern recognition abilities. An INFJ might sense that a coworker is about to quit, simply from observing their behavior, long before the coworker announces their decision. This predictive ability is linked to their dominant introverted intuition, which synthesizes information into future possibilities. While these subconscious behaviors can be both a gift and a challenge, INFJs can embrace them by practicing self-awareness, setting boundaries, and seeking balance in their relationships and inner world. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded, set boundaries to protect emotional energy, reflect on subconscious habits through journaling, and communicate needs openly to avoid emotional suppression. INFJs, your subconscious behaviors are part of what makes you so extraordinary. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them to create meaningful connections and a fulfilling life. And if you know an INFJ, take a moment to appreciate the depth they bring to the world. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might relate. Let us know in the comments, what behaviors have you noticed in yourself or the INFJs in your life? Stay safe, and see you in the next one.